And welcome back to the Daily Wrap. We've been asking you throughout tonight's show, who do you think won last night's debate? Well, our own Nora DeBroder hit the streets of New York to find out what they thought.
Hi, I'm Nora DeBroder for Newsmax TV. So who won the GOP debates last night? Let's ask the people of New York City and see what they think. So Bill, you watched the GOP debates last night.
I did.
Did you watch both, the 5 o'clock and the main debate?
I did watch both of them, yes.
What did you think?
I thought Carly clearly shined in the first one. I think she proved herself, and I'd be surprised to see if she's not in the top 10 in the next poll that comes out.
I thought it was pretty good. I wish that the moderators pushed the candidates. They really answer the questions instead of just getting in their 1-minute sound bites.
The person responding would bypass the answer, bypass the question, and kind of talk about their own agenda or whatever, their own accomplishments or their own resume, but really wouldn't answer the question, so it's kind of frustrating.
The second debate, the primetime debate, I think was very interesting. I think Kasich was probably Bush, Christie. Those guys did themselves pretty well last night. I think Rubio really stepped up, but I think Rubio, Kasich, and Christie did very well. Rand Paul, I think, had some trouble. I think he's out of line with a lot of GOP primary voters on a lot of important issues, and I think they saw that last night.
I love Rubio, so I was in favor of him. I think he did fine, and he's enough of a contender that he'll survive no matter what, but I didn't think he shined last night. He was good, but not great.
Trump was he was kind of just being very, very honest and kind of outlandish, which is kind of his style, I guess.
Who do you think won?
I believe Donald Trump.
And why do you say that?
His ideas. I personally love his ideas. He doesn't have that politician type talk. He's straightforward and honest, and that's what we need, actually. I'm tired of the Bushes now, so I'm really hoping Trump just takes it all.
Ted Cruz was excellent. I think on electability, he has trouble. Ben Carson, I thought, was the real winner last night. He came across as understated, smart, funny. Started off a little nervous, but he got his sea legs. I thought that he was the winner.
Oh, I think John Kasich won that debate, at least in terms of his candidacy. I don't know if you can pick any certain person out that won. Donald Trump certainly lost, that's for sure. I don't think he helped his cause out at all.
In terms of who came out on top, I don't really know.
The guy with the sunglasses is now hosting the show, apparently.
Well,
Wolf of Wall Street.
He gave some tremendous analysis.
Yes,
He'll
he
be on
got more
Monday's show.
airtime than you.
Well, that's probably a good thing in some way.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. Would you guys take? I mean, it's New York, so it's probably an unfair place to go to ask about the Republican debate.
You know what I wanted to go back to is the question about whether or not Fox asked fair questions. Mm-hmm. The thing that interested me is that for Bush, they were personal. You did this, you did this. They never said to Rubio, you know, you've been known to have a problem balancing your home budget.
That's true.
There was no personal question, so I don't think it was unfair. I think the questions were fair, but I think the questions for Trump were personal, and the questions for the others were policy. And I found that interesting and definitely slanted.
You know what I thought was unfortunate, I have to say? The one question where they brought God into it.
Yeah, for
they asked that question, and they started on Kasich, and they went a few people, and I'm sitting there thinking, I can't wait to hear what Trump says about this.
I can see
and
Trump
it didn't get him. It didn't get to him. I was like, oh, come on, man. So I thought that was unfortunate.
Too far right on that. They were, oh, well, God led me the way, and so people lose them at that.
Well,
you know, I think
at least nobody said God told me to run this time.
Yeah.
Either way, I think we're all in agreement that Carly Fiorina will jump into the top 10.
Absolutely.
Well, it just depends who has to get kicked out to do it.
Well, I was about to say that will probably be Rand Paul. And
I'm not so sure.
Really? Well,
He
somebody's got to
has a lot
drop.
of supporters.
Yes,
I
he does.
know.
Chris
For her to
Christie, I
get
think, will
there.
drop as well.
Like
Might be
Carson?
Christie. No, I think they like Carson. I do. I mean, I don't know that they like him as president, but they like him enough
He'll stay in
that
the
he'll
top
stay
10.
in the top
Yeah.
10.
I think Ben Carson absolutely is the next Surgeon
Surgeon
General
General.
of the United States
As
if a
well,
Republican
could
wins.
be. All right, okay, this is not surprising, obviously, but Donald Trump ruled Twitter last night as he was the most mentioned candidate during the debate. What do we got here? After Donald, the most mentioned GOP debate candidates, on Twitter were Dr. Ben Carson, Rand Paul, Mike Huckabee, and John Kasich. Something a little surprising is that the most tweeted moment during the debate happened during the Rand Paul and Chris Christie's little mini debate over NSA spying and 9/11. What do we got here? Top tweeted moments of the GOP debate. Chris Christie and Rand Paul debate, 9/11 hugs in the NSA. I don't know. You know what? One thing that I heard was that the person who was getting the most attention was Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Well, Bernie Sanders was live tweeting the debate, much better than Hillary Clinton, who was apparently out with the Kardashians during
she's
the
taking a
debate.
selfie.
Which
Yeah.
is beyond conversation.
And Kanye.
I mean, it is such a sense of entitlement to think that you don't have to sit at home and watch this debate, but you'd rather go out and take selfies with Kanye. I could. It's just unbelievable. But Bernie Sanders was live tweeting the debate and did get a lot of attention. And at the end, he live tweeted something to the effect that they haven't talked about these issues. So he was at least paying attention.
Okay. Who do you think won the debate, folks? Go to NewsmaxPolls.com and cast your vote. Coming up next, we're going to read some of your viewer comments, so don't go anywhere.